Today we travel 26 years to the past with the 11th of November 1999 Retro Smackdown review. Welcome back to Fog Wrestling. I could honestly grate about the state of professional wrestling in 2025, but no need to fear. Strap in and enjoy this. If you want any reason to stay tuned for this review, Stone Cold, The Rock, Arnold Schwarzenegger, you've got Big Boss Man dragging the Big Show's dead father in a casket across a graveyard, and much, much more. Stay tuned. But let's dive into the show. We are 3 days removed from Survivor Series. I'll say removed, no. We've got 3 days to go till Survivor Series 1999, which of course would be headlined by The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Triple H in a triple threat match. Only problem is Austin would get run over, and then that match would end up being replaced with the Big Show would be added to the match, so Austin's no longer in it. But this pay-per-view, well, I know what, Survivor Series 99, I might review it very soon, and we'll see how that goes. But in terms of this SmackDown review, are you ready? So we begin. DX, break it down, down. Be your man, girl. Out come DX, a lot of metaphors here. They're burying Vince McMahon like Stephanie, because DX had someone on Raw, a drama student that Billy Gunn was up all night with. And they just make a bunch of jokes here that they forced themselves on Steph McMahon and that McMahon took the bait. The reality is they didn't do it. But it's just the fact you're getting this on television, folks. Not woke, not crap. Actual, real, engrossing television that's great. McMahon's fuming. McMahon comes out and he's like, you know what? I could fire every one of you, but that'd be too easy. I could come out there with an equaliser and leave every single one of you a bloody mess. But I'm going to have my fun at the pay-per-view as the guest referee. But tonight, there will be another Survivor Series style match. Shane, Test, Kane, and The Rock taking on D-Generation X. Austin at this point, not really wrestling. They are gearing up for him having to say goodbye to the company for almost a year, which is quite sad when, you factor in this is the Attitude, and this is like peak Attitude Era, but Austin will be the guest enforcer. DX are not happy about this, but Vince says, you know what, you can do what you want. But then DX turned around and say, Steph's smiling because Test is so bad in the sack, or that DX are that good. Test has enough, he runs down, he gets battered, they actually break his nose, and it's questioned whether or not we're going to see Test later on tonight in the main event. We then pan to a graveyard. Show's dad will be getting buried sooner rather than later. We then cut to the back. We get Vince McMahon, Briscoe, and Patterson. They're all waiting on Arnold Schwarzenegger to arrive to the arena. What do you get now? Tyler Bate arriving to the arena with his wee fucking suitcase. See, folks, this when wrestling was great. Not this shite you get now. First match, Edge versus Hardcore Holly. This match was fine. You're never really going to get a bad match between Edge and Hardcore Holly. It's always going to be pretty basic, and it was pretty short. Edge, obviously, cannot defeat the Hollies, damn it. The Hollies coming out with the weighing machine. Absolutely brilliant. 1, 2, 3. Edge is defeated by Hardcore Holly. Then outside, we see Arnold Schwarzenegger arrive at the arena. He hugs Vince, he hugs Briscoe, and he hugs Patterson. It's pretty bizarre to see this. We then saw match 2, Godfather and D'Lo Brown taking on the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray Dudley, of course. And what I liked about this is that the Dudleys picked up a win over Godfather and D'Lo Brown. You get the whole stick. It's pretty good. Can't really complain too much about it. We then cut backstage. DX, they're bitching about being one up by Vince and Austin. X-Pac is sitting wearing a hat of Fedora here, and he's like, well, if Arnold's here, man, I should probably make some jokes about him. We then cut to the funeral. The casket is getting carried out. Big Show's dad is finally going to get laid to rest. But before we get into it, we have got Val Venus versus the British Bulldog. Val Venus got a pretty good promo here, I thought. Bulldog at this point's done, isn't he, really? But you've got interference for Steve Blackman, Mark Henry, and Gangrel, which is pretty good. I mean, just everyone had a gimmick, didn't you? And yeah, it's a bit of clusterfuck because these four are taking on Bulldog and the Mean Street Posse. But you know what? At least everyone has a character and a gimmick, man. That's all that matters. Right? We then get The Rock and Arnold talking about Hollywood and jabronis. This was pretty goody. The Rock basically turns around and says, yeah, I'll be back. Hasta la vista, baby. And Arnold's like, I can smell what The Rock is cooking, man. It was pretty good. Just seeing The Rock and Arnold interact on WWE television is fucking insane. Speaking of insane, for me, we get one of the craziest / iconic moments of the Attitude Era because we get the funeral. Big Boss Man arrives in the police car. Wah, wah, your daddy's dead, your daddy's dead. We also did see like a recap of his promo on Raw. He's like, now he's getting eaten by worms. Big Show, oh Big Show, your daddy's dead. Maybe I should get cancer like him and say good night. All that stuff. Great. On it, just fucking heel heat. He arrives with the megaphone. Big Show's had enough. He jumps to try and get Big Boss Man, who just runs him over. He then parks up beside the casket. Big Show finally gets to his feet. At this point, Big Boss Man has just wrapped chains around the casket and fucking drives it out of town, right? Absolutely epic. Big Show's hanging onto the casket. He eventually falls off, and then it's like fucking insane. This is Big Boss Man and Big Show, and I'll let you in a wee secret here. I have no real love for these two. I think they're pretty bad and boring. But this is epic. This is fucking Attitude Era. This is wrestling at its finest, man. I love this. Boss Man comes out. Lawler's like, this guy's an asshole. Even Jerry Lawler's pissed off with a guy, you know it's serious. Farouk then says, you know what? You can make as many dead jokes as you want, but the reality is I'm going to wrap that hardcore title and shove it up your arse. And then we had a hardcore title match between Big Boss Man and Farouk. This was pretty good. Albert comes out and helps Big Boss Man. He ends up macing Farouk, and essentially Big Boss Man picks up the wins with a move with the steel steps. But here, another thing we got a recap of, right? Big Boss Man and Albert literally fired Big Show into this room and threw tear gas in and gassed him. And they put gas masks on and started battering him. Big Show had to go to the hospital. Oh, yeah, but Johnny Gargano coming out, well, it's a hot crowd tonight, guys. That's brilliant. No, it's not. Really, really freaking not. We then had Kevin Kelly with China. And, you know, apparently Jericho China is one of the worst feuds in wrestling. Their match at Survivor Series did last too long, I'll be brutally honest. It did. It really, really did. And you also had Jericho cracking China over the back of the head with a bottle here, which I thought was pretty good. Arnold was then getting some random interview here. I can't actually remember who was it. Was it Terry Runnels? It might have been. Arnold looked pretty jacked here and pretty happy. He's like, you guys, you need to see my movie. You need to see my movie, guys. End of days. Brilliant. You know what I mean. We then had a fifth match. Actually, no, we didn't have a fifth match with DX. They were looking for Arnold backstage. They couldn't get him. Rock then hypes up Shane McMahon testing Kane. He's like, we need to get those bastards tonight. We can't let them touch Arnold. And it's just fucking like, this is just great television. We then had Brian Christopher taking on the Hardys. Well, Jeff Hardy. Brian Christopher wins, folks. Fucking petrifying. We then Arnold and Austin backstage. You know, Austin's like trying to. It was definitely more awkward than the Rock one, but just seeing Stone Cold and Arnold backstage interacting is just fucking brilliant to me, regardless of what they're saying. Arnold's like, yeah, I'm going to take on the devil. Then Austin's like, what? It was just pretty good. We then had Austin in the ring. He's like, you know what? We've seen him take on Barbarians, Terminators, and he's even had a strip tease for Jamie Lee Curtis. But in his new movie, he will defeat the devil. I'm not giving the ending away. But then Arnold comes out. DX is watching in the back. He's like, I love you fans. This is so good. WWF Smackdown. You can watch my movie. You can watch it. It's so good. He then calls Vince a champ, and McMahon's like, "No, you're the champ." Gives him a belt. Brilliant. DX like, "Fuck it. We've weighed it enough. We're going to go batter Arnold." They think they got Arnold backstage, but they don't. As they're looking for him again, they open the door, and it turns out it's Kane. Kane grabs Triple H, starts battering him. Shane and The Rock then turn up, and it's like officials pull them apart. Just great. We then got a match between Ivory and Tori. I've no idea what happened in this match, if it was a DQ or not. You got Deborah and Tori out there pushing each other. You also got Beulah and Mae Young, which, you know what? See, as bad as they were, it was fucking hilarious. I can't complain. And then, folks, it's time for the main event. Time for the main event. Alright, Arnold joins us for commentary, and he's actually speaking on a mic, which I thought was pretty good. But yeah, Test can't make the match, so what we do here is have Rock and Triple H and Shane McMahon against Kane, Rock, and Shane McMahon against DX. Kane and X-Pac get eliminated pretty early on, so it's 3-on-2. Shane McMahon gets battered for about half an hour. Austin is obviously the guest enforcer. Then the match actually turns pretty quickly. It ends up being a match that was 3-on-2 against The Rock and Shane, ends up turning on a 3-on-1 and 2-on-1 against Triple H, because DX get eliminated. Billy Gunn used the chair. Austin's doing, whatever. We then see Test eventually comes into the ring, and Test actually gets the pinfall on Triple H after Arnold gives Austin a chair, and he cracks Triple H with it. 1, 2, 3. The match is over. Absolutely great. Fantastic. DX in action. Test actually gets comeuppance on Triple H. Arnold's the one that gave Austin the chair to crack Triple H. Epic. Epic, man. And then Triple H goes after Arnold, and then dodges, weaves and bobs, cracks Triple H right in the skull. Austin comes over, starts battering Triple H. They then start drinking. The Rock doesn't get any beer. The show goes off the air. Absolutely fantastic. I'm giving this Smackdown a 9. Arnold, the big boss man, Big Show segment, a fucking absolute star-studded main event. McMahon throughout the show. You can't complain about that. This was epic, man. I loved it.